to get where you are right now today, a lot of things had to change. My guess is you had to sacrifice some things, some lifestyles, some things you enjoyed for a while in order to kind of get to this point. Tell me about some of the things you had to say no to over the last 6, 12, 18 months in order to set yourself up to be able to say yes to this.
I mean, really didn't do much for the last year or so, except this, honestly, you know, exercising, running, going out and doing stuff, doing the Spartan races, things like that.
You Spartan race?
I did.
How many have you done?
I've done about 10.
What? So, I need to talk to you. I did one and I haven't gone back, but I really want to.
Yeah.
So we need to talk.
Definitely. So, I mean, I did 10 of those. I've done the Warrior Dash. I've done.
Did you do some Tough Mudders and stuff too?
I haven't done a Tough Mudder. That's the one I want to do.
The Spartan company owns the Tough Mudder now. I didn't know that, but I found that out a couple months ago.
Oh, wow.
They own them now. They still do those races. A buddy of mine from church, he just does Tough Mudders. He likes that style. But anyway.
Yeah.
So you just
so for things like that, you know, just the training to go into that, I had to, you know, stop doing pretty much most of anything, you know, going out and doing all that. Because I was in the office the last several months, just, you know, I'd work during the day and then at night trying to do all this. So kind of put my life on hold pretty much for the last year. Yeah. But now it's worth it. Yeah. So, and I just remember that, you know, when I got the call from one of my friends saying, hey, you know, he needs help in the family medicine for a day or so. Can you help out? And I was like, you know, cause it was about 2.5 hours from where I lived. It was kind of far away. I was like, I don't know, it's a long drive. But then I remember standing in there and saying, you know what, let me at least go see what happens, because who knows what it's going to lead to. Yeah. And then ultimately it led to this. So
right. I mean, look at the experience you got from that you can apply in here from that urgent internal med standpoint and stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah. So that actually made it much better, because, you know, with the, 20 plus years worth of orthopedic surgery experience, now with the family medicine, the urgent care, it sort of just all ties together. That's awesome. So yeah. And a lot of it runs together. You go to a primary care and you'll need something else, and they're like, oh, go here to do it. But, you know, now that I've had that experience doing pretty much most of it, I can do it all at one place.
Yeah, that's the one thing I hope folks watching this take from this is, and that's kind of what I've learned from you over these last few months and talking to you and thinking about your situation. It just reinforces what I've learned years ago is sacrifice is really the creation of sacred things. If there's something out there you want, you can't always even ever expect to get there if you're not willing to say no to some other things and give some other things up that are getting in the way or holding you back from that bigger thing.
Right. So the one thing you got to know when you're doing stuff like that is you may be giving stuff up, but it's not forever thing. Right. So you got to give it up for a little bit of time, work on it, do what you want to do, and then you'll have the time, you'll have the money, you'll have whatever you need to do the stuff that you enjoy. Yep. But you'll be doing it for yourself. And when you go home at night, you put your head on the pillow and know that you did something worthwhile. Yeah,
I talk to people a lot, especially when I'm interviewing folks to come work for us or anything. One of the questions I always ask them is, are you more, especially in sales related roles, are you more concerned with your floor, or are you a secure floor or a open ceiling? And if we get to talking and I hear security, that tells me that person isn't necessarily of the mindset that's going to go out and that's so hungry that sees the opportunity behind a ceiling where there isn't one. You know, it's just wide open. If you get out there and dig and get after things, that there's really nothing to hold you back from doing big things. Right. But you have to, a lot of the times in order for that to happen, you have to walk on bumpy ground or swim in rough seas where things aren't as secure and you might sink. So
so having on that same sense, the stability versus the unknown that's part of the reason it took me for so long to do this, because one of the opportunities I had was to sort of expand my friend's company up here doing the same surge assist type of thing. Okay. We always talked about just kind of working together. We still kept in touch over the years and thought about doing that. So at one point we were going to do it up here, but I basically made the choice to not do that, where I wasn't sure what I was doing, what the future was going to be, and just took a secure job where I knew I had a steady paycheck and had a job and all that. So that delayed 10 years for me trying to do this. Not saying I didn't like it. I mean, it was a great job. I enjoyed doing it, but...
And you gained things there that prepared you, right?
Oh, definitely.
Sometimes that's part of it too.
Yep.
Is that doing those things that you really don't want to do for long enough so that you can get prepared to do those things you want to do.
Right.
And protect the things you need to protect, family, certain type of, living arrangements and things like that, and taking care of people you need to take care of.
Yeah. And even, if you have a dream to do something, I mean, it may seem like it's not going to happen.
Yep.
And it may not happen for 5, 10, 15 years, but as long as you keep pursuing it and keep doing things you need to do or want to do for it, it'll eventually come through. As long as you don't give up and quit, you'll eventually get there.
Yeah, I see that a lot with folks, especially young folks in their 20s, and even my son who's only 13. He gets down on himself, or people get down on themselves a lot, and the nature of, I think, media, and we're so connected, and everything's so visual and high definition, and you see so much about everybody. You think that people just go from where they are right to that successful place like that and become, let's say, wealthy or live great lifestyles and stuff, but you don't see everything in between.
Yep.
You get on Facebook and you see someone's nice house and their nice stuff, and you're like, oh, I'll never have that.
Yep.
But what you didn't necessarily see is the 15, 20 years it took to get there, or their parents' 50 years it took, all the kind of the things that had to happen to get to that place.
Right. With the culture now, with the internet and everything, everybody wants everything right away. It's that immediate fix. But like you're saying, you turn on the TV and you see these movie stars, you see the actors, the singers, whatever, performers, and you don't really hear much about them. And then now all of a sudden they're all over the place and they're driving their fancy cars and their mansions, but you don't really hear the 15 years, like you were saying, in these little tiny clubs, or, comedians doing their bit to like 10 people in a something like that. And they think, oh, that's all it takes. You go out and tell a couple of jokes and then now you're going to be a millionaire. But
I just saw the video today. I saw the recent speech that Tom Brady did, I think, for his Patriots Hall of Fame thing. And did you see that? Did you see that? You should watch it. I only saw a short part of it, but he was talking about the hard work it takes to become a champion.
Yep.
And, he was talking about how when you're young and you're getting up at 6 a.m. for football practice, getting ready to do 2 or 3 a days, and you're hauling your stuff and you're bruised up, and you got to go out on a field and, crash into and try to tackle people that are bigger, faster, and stronger than you. And you get up, you get beat up, and you go back. And all your friends at summertime, they're at the pool or they're at the beach or they're having fun, taking vacations, but you're doing this, and it seems, and they think you're dumb for doing this, and you don't even know, but you're just doing it. You're doing it. Eventually, that after a long period of time, it pays off, and you don't see that.
Right.
Everybody kind of sees, let's say Tom Brady, for instance, maybe they saw him play at Michigan, and then they see him get into the league and start playing, and he just got lucky.
Yep.
And well, people get lucky, but you create your luck by what you're doing to lead up to that luck. You know what I mean? So
yeah, the hard work beforehand is really what gets you there. So when you get your opportunity, like when he got in, when he was
ready.
Yeah, when he got hurt and he took over, then he was ready to go because he put in all that
applies to so
work.
much. Hey, folks, thanks for checking out this clip from the Business Line podcast. For more great clips, click here and click over here for full episodes.